The day Qantas 72 went crazy at 37,000 feet. Welcome to Aviation Addict, where the sky tells its stories. October 7th, 2008. Qantas Flight 72, an Airbus A330 flying from Singapore to Perth, was cruising quietly at 37,000 feet. 215 people on board, unaware that within minutes the airplane would suddenly pitch down, throwing passengers into the ceiling and turning the cabin into chaos. This is the story of how one of the world's most advanced airliners went mad in midair, and how the crew's calm professionalism saved everyone on board. The flight was perfectly routine. Captain Kevin Sullivan, First Officer Peter Lipsett, and Second Officer Ross Hales were on duty. The aircraft flew itself smoothly on autopilot. Passengers relaxed, cabin crew began preparing for descent. Then, at 12:40 p.m., something impossible happened. Without warning, the Airbus pitched nose down violently over 8 degrees in just 2 seconds. The aircraft dove toward the earth. Passengers were thrown against the ceiling. More than 100 were injured, 12 seriously. In the cockpit, the crew fought for control. Pulling back with all their strength, the pilots managed to level the plane again. But 20 seconds later, it happened again. Another violent dive. The A330 was no longer under their command. The autopilot was disconnected, yet the aircraft kept acting on its own. Strange pitch-up and pitch-down commands appeared on the flight display, seemingly from nowhere. The crew realized this wasn't turbulence. It was the aircraft itself. Investigators from the Australian Transport Safety Bureau were puzzled. No weather, no mechanical damage, no pilot mistake. So, what could cause a high-tech Airbus to dive by itself? The answer lay in the aircraft's brain, the Air Data Inertial Reference Unit, or ADIRU. This device constantly feeds the flight computers with airspeed, altitude, and pitch data. On Flight 72, ADIRU number 1 began sending false spikes, telling the computer that the airplane was climbing rapidly. The computer believed it and commanded the nose down to prevent a stall that didn't exist. The system thought it was saving the aircraft, when in fact, it was throwing it out of control. And because the data appeared valid, the pilots couldn't override the input. Captain Sullivan, a former US Navy pilot, realized the danger. He isolated the faulty ADIRU and switched to alternate control laws. The crew declared pan-pan and diverted toward Learmonth. Even with dozens injured and systems unreliable, they flew the airplane manually, steady, professional, and calm. The landing was textbook. Not a single life lost. The investigation led to software updates across all A330 Airbus, changed how its systems validated ADIRU data, preventing false spikes from taking over control again. Captain Sullivan later said, "You can't predict every failure, but you can always control how you respond." His calm decision-making became a case study in aviation safety proof that even in a world ruled by automation, human skill remains the final safeguard in the sky. Thanks for flying with Aviation Addict. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe and join us again for another journey through the skies. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon.